So it is time. I have owned my brand new 2024 Toyota Tacoma TRD off-road for 5 months now. I've put about 3,800 miles on it so far. This is the non-hybrid version, and I'm not going to make you wait till the end of the video to find out whether or not I regret buying this truck. And the short answer is no. But I am going to go over 5 things that I do like and 5 things that I dislike about this truck. So this is going to be a very informative video. Even if you own one of these trucks or if you're looking to buy one, I highly recommend watching the video because I'm going to go over some things that maybe you haven't seen in other videos. So here are my top 5 dislikes with the 4th gen Toyota Tacoma in no particular order. The seatbelt chime in the 4th gen is so annoying. It's super loud and it doesn't turn off like ever. I've gone like 5 minutes and it doesn't turn off. But I found a solution for that. This is the Carista EVO OBD2 scan tool, and it has like dealer level capabilities to customize everything within the truck. So some of the capabilities of this is you can be able to clear fault codes, you can check maintenance, you can look at live data. So you can get this off Amazon. I think the current price is $80. It does require a monthly subscription, but it's really cheap, and it does come with 1 free month subscription, so that's super nice. So something else that's great about this is that it works on a variety of different manufacturers like Volkswagen, BMW, Scion, Lexus, not only just Toyotas. So if you have other vehicles that you want to do this on, you can use it on a variety different of cars. All right, now I'm going to walk you through how to turn off the seatbelt chime using the Carista app. First thing you're going to want to do is to plug in the OBD2 scan tool into your OBD2 port underneath the dash here. You're going to open up the Carista app. It's going to ask you to connect. Okay, and then we have the Carista EVO. Allow Bluetooth. It says make sure your ignition is on, connecting to vehicle. Okay, now it's asking to name my car. I'm going to say 2024 Tacoma. Save. All right, now we're going to go into customize. Make sure the ignition switch is on. Let this load up for a minute. All right, now we're fully loaded, and I'm going to go into dings into warnings. And seatbelt warning ding, enabled, disabled, save. Now, I don't recommend not wearing your seatbelt because for obvious reasons, it's going to save your life. So this is not an excuse to not wear your seatbelt. Definitely wear your seatbelt. But there are times in which you don't want it to ding. Like, for example, I had my dog sitting in the seat next to me and it was just constantly dinging, and I had to reach over and plug in the seatbelt because it wouldn't stop. Or if you're just driving around the neighborhood, you go down to somebody's house, you got to pick something up. It's really annoying to have the constant ding. So in those circumstances, I don't want to hear it, and I wish it would just turn off by itself, but it doesn't. So now I won't hear the ding, the constant ding. So something else that I really like about this is that you can disable the warning for each seatbelt. So you can do the driver, you can do the passenger, and then you can do the back seat. So I'm actually going to leave the back seats on. Like if you have the kids back there, it's just nice to know that those ones will at least ding, but up here it will not. So there's a ton of capability within this app. I'm barely just scratching the surface. You can customize a lot of different things. So I highly recommend getting one of these just to kind of customize everything. For example, if you wanted to turn off the engine noise, you know, the fake engine noise that they pump through the speakers, you can turn that off. I'm going to leave it on because it doesn't really bother me. I kind of like it, actually. I think it sounds pretty good, even though it's fake. It doesn't bother me. But those are the type of things that you can do within this app. So another one of my dislikes I've noticed is sometimes Apple CarPlay will not always connect with my phone, and I've noticed it's when I use the app and I remote start within the app and then I get in the vehicle, sometimes it doesn't connect. And what I'll have to do is I'll have to come in here and click iPhone and then use Apple CarPlay just to get it to reconnect. And then you can see up here that it's connected. So it doesn't happen all the time, and I can't really put my finger on when it happens and when it doesn't. but it's a slight glitch that is a little bit annoying. And I don't know if it's Toyota issue or if it's a Apple issue, but it's just something that I don't like. One of the other things that I dislike about this truck is that it has an 18.2 gallon fuel tank instead of like in the third gen we had the 21 gallon fuel tank. And so we get better gas mileage, but we have the same amount of range because the fuel tank is shorter, and I feel like I'm going to the gas station all the time. So I really wish Toyota would have given us a bigger gas tank. The next thing I dislike is the fuel gauge. So this is what I mean. I'm getting 20.1 mpgs. I nearly have a full tank of gas, and it's saying my range is 181 miles. What kind of math is that? I mean, 20 times an 18 gallon tank is 360 miles. And what the heck? 180 miles? Like, what kind of math is that? I don't get it. So I would think that this would be a pretty easy update to do for Toyota to do within the software. I really just want the gauge to accurately show the amount of gas that I have in the fuel tank. Another thing that I'm disliking is just the paint quality. And I don't know if this is just because it's the underground color, but it is so easy to mark up here. And it came from the factory with just tons of swirls in it. You can see here that I brushed up against a tree when I was off-roading just lightly, and it made a huge scuff mark, and it just gets marked up so easy. And if there's any kind of just water, any kind of marks, you'll see it. I mean, even the slightest brush up against this will cause a scratch. Like, look at this. I mean, a church mouse could cough on this thing and cause a scratch. So my recommendation would be to get a paint and color correction and then getting a ceramic coat. So I know that's a little spendy, but I think it would be worth it, and I think that's probably something that I'm going to do as well. Now here are the 5 things that I do like about this truck in no particular order. One of the things I really love in this truck is the tech. So this 12-inch all digital display is really cool. I like the fact that you can have different pages. So this is kind of my first page, my everyday driving page. I have my turbo gauge on the left here, and then my MPGs on the right. And then I have a page for towing, which will show me my trailer gain and which trailer I'm towing. And then I have a 4-wheel drive page that kind of shows me my traction and the pitch and roll. So it's really cool. We have a huge 14-inch display screen with Android Auto, Apple CarPlay. We have a trailer brake controller, heated steering wheel, heated seats, ventilated seats, dual climate control, electronic parking brake, the hold brake. We now get a tow haul mode, which is really cool. We have different drive modes, so we can go into eco, normal, and sport. We have the trailer backup assist, which is really cool. I did that in my towing video, and I showed that how that works. There's tons of different camera views, which I love. You can check out the bed even when you're driving. There's a 4-wheel drive mode that you can put it in, which will show you each side of the truck, what's in front of the truck, so that's really cool. Up top here we have a digital rear view mirror. You can also go back to normal here. It has the integrated garage signal here. Sunglass holder is now here. Up top we got the sunroof. We have the SOS call button in case of an emergency. And here we can open and close the rear window. So my favorite thing about the 4th generation Tacoma is the powertrain. We have a 2.4 liter turbo making a 278 horsepower and 317 foot-pounds of torque. And guys, it is just miles ahead of the V6 in terms of power, drivability. I've taken this thing off-road, I've towed with it, and it's just performed phenomenally. We have a lot of low-end torque, and it's just so much more enjoyable to drive than the 3rd generation Tacoma. If you're new to the channel, I had a 2018 Toyota Tacoma, and I drove that for 6 years. So that's my perspective, and that's what I'm comparing it to. So I feel like I have a good grasp on comparing the two trucks. But that is hands down my favorite feature in the new 4th gen Tacoma is just the powertrain. So let me show you what I mean about low-end torque and just having much more fun while driving. We get a little increase in MPGs, but you get a major increase in miles per gallon. Okay, I know that was cheesy, but I'm serious. It's just way more fun. Moving on to one of my other likes with this new generation Tacoma is the seats. So these are way softer. These are the soft tech seats. My truck has the premium package, which was an additional $8,000. So these seats are really comfortable, and not only are they comfortable, but the seating position is a lot higher than it was in the third gen Tacoma. We now get 8-way power adjustable seats. So there's a lot of different adjustments you can do here, and it's just way more comfortable place. So moving on to one of my other likes about this new platform is the MPGs. Right now I'm getting 19.6. Sometimes I'll get 20, but that's the range I usually get. On the low end, 19.6. On the high end, 20. If I'm doing a lot of highway driving, I can get it up to like 21, 22, but just kind of a mix of city and highway is right around that 20 MPG range. That's an improvement over my third gen Tacoma. I got about 18 miles to the gallon on that truck. So it's a nice improvement over the previous generation. So something that I'm really enjoying is the Toyota app. You can remote start, you can lock the vehicle, you can unlock it. It gives you notifications, like if you have your windows down, it'll notify you. And something else that I found out is really cool is if you go into climate, you can actually adjust the temperature that you want it to be at when you remote start. So right now it's summertime. I want it to be as cool as possible. So when I remote start, the AC will just kick on as hard as it can, and just to cool down the vehicle. So that was something that I didn't know was actually in here, and you can customize that. And in the wintertime, obviously I'll adjust it to be hot. So that's one of the main reasons that I want a remote start, is so that when I get in the vehicle, it's nice and cool or warm. So there's a lot of different things you can do in here. So I'm really enjoying the app. Right now it's free. I think there's like a 6 months free that I get because I bought it new. Eventually I think there's a subscription with it, but honestly I think it's going to be worth it. It just shows you a lot of information with it. If there's any kind of issues, it pops up here on your app. So I think I'm probably going to pay for the subscription. I hate that they make you do that, but it's kind of worth it. Alright guys, so that sums up the video. I do not regret buying the 4th gen Toyota Tacoma. So far I've absolutely loved it. So if you're on the fence about getting one, I highly recommend just test driving it, because guys, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised. I do have plans to do some larger modifications to the truck, so please be sure to like and subscribe to follow along, to stay up to date on all the tips and tricks and modifications. Alright guys, we'll catch you in the next video.